Did you know that a battle of just 13 days changed the spirit of an entire nation forever? This is the story of the Alamo, where about 180 soldiers stood up to meet 4,000 enemies and said, "We will not retreat." Just think, when death is certain, when cannons are roaring outside the walls, and when hope is dwindling every hour, does a normal person keep fighting? Or only those who believe that their sacrifice will give meaning to tomorrow? Friends, this is a story of bravery, stubbornness, and the belief that sometimes defeat becomes victory. But wait, this wasn't just any old war. This was the moment when Texas Flower laid the foundations of its existence. Today we're going to unfold that moment, a chapter full of blood, determination, and stories. So fasten your seatbelts, because today we're going back to 1836, where a castle, a dream, and a war were about to change everything. And if you thought it was just an old war, this video will change your mind. Remember, some battles are never lost. They just live forever. Short break. Let's get started. The year was 1836. The tension between America and Mexico was at its peak. Texas was part of Mexico at the time, but the people here wanted independence. Near San Antonio was a small fort, the Alamo. Once a church, then became a military fort. This became the place where the freedom fighters took their last refuge. Mexican General Santa Anna declared, "None will be left alive." And on the other side, William B. Travis drew a line on the ground in front of his soldiers. He said, "He who is ready to die, let him cross that line." One by one, everyone stepped forward. Even the wounded James Bowie was brought across on a stretcher. Can you imagine? These people remained under siege for 13 days. The food is gone, the pills are low, but the passion, unbeatable. Every night the thunder of the cannons, the trembling of the walls, and the conviction in hearts that this sacrifice was necessary for freedom. These were the days when history was written not by those who wrote it, but by of the giver's aid. And that was the moment when the Alamo became not just a place, but a symbol. General Santa Anna's plan was simple but brutal: total destruction. The Mexican army had cannons, training, and thousands of soldiers. On the other hand, the Texan army, limited weapons, a few rifles, and hope. On the first day, cannons tore through the walls of the fort. But the amazing thing was that every soldier inside was up again the next morning. They knew what would happen, but they did not waver. It wasn't just a war, it was a statement. If we bow, so will everyone else. It is this spirit that gives Alamo the power that guns cannot match. On the 13th day, before dawn on March 6th, the Mexican army attacked. Gunshots, screams, explosions, and then silence. When the dust settled, the fort was destroyed. But the world came to know that Alamo fell. But Texas did not bend. It was a moment when defeat united a nation. The face of every war is its soldiers. Here were the faces who immortalized the story with their bravery. William B. Travis, only 26 years young, but steely in leadership. His last letter is still etched in history today. Victory or death? Victory or death. James Bowie, wounded but unwavering in determination. When asked, "You may go," he replied, "I will die with this castle." And then there was Davy Crockett, the man known for both his humor and his guns. People say he fought until the last moment, until the gun died. All of these characters are still part of American culture today. Their names live in hearts, not just in history books. These were the people who turned Alamo into a legend. And perhaps that is why, even today when one speaks of freedom, then a voice is heard. Remember the Alamo! Now the question is, was Alamo a great sacrifice or a pointless war? Historians do not agree on this. Some say it was heroic but hopeless. Others say that if it weren't for Alamo, the Texas spirit would never have been awakened. Was this defeat that forced the rest of the soldiers to fight? Later, the Texan army retaliated in the Battle of San Jacinto and ended the war there in just 18 minutes. So yes, maybe Alamo's sacrifice was not in vain. Some historians call it the birthplace of Texas freedom. And if you think about it, that was the moment when defeat gave birth to freedom. This is still alive in people's hearts. When times are tough, this story is a reminder that sometimes it's the losers who win so that make history. So friends, that was the Battle of the Alamo, a battle that wasn't over when it was over. This is a story of sacrifice, faith, and the spirit that survives defeat. Alamo's soldiers died, but their courage still breathes. Every time someone stands up against injustice, somewhere he also says, "Remember the Alamo." And now the question to you, do you think bravery only means winning? Or is that moment also bravery when knowing everything you don't give up? Write in the comments, what does freedom mean to you? Because maybe next time, in another place, in another time, we are going to fight on our own. Short break. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and remember, some legends never die.